I'm Liam, and I'm a carpenter.
So, carpentry is one of mankind's oldest professions. So old, in fact, it's often completely and utterly overlooked. There was a shutdown at the beginning of this year, and do you know what the answer was to federal employees? Go get some carpentry work. What? You can't just walk into that stuff. You've got to know how to do it, right? But it's so incredibly overlooked in our society because it's been around for so long. We've all heard of the Stone Age, the Bronze Age, and the Iron Age. I doubt, however, that we've really ever considered the Wood Age. And I assure you, it predates all of them, right? First thing we got into was the Wood Age. These guys, they're still there. The Romans first recorded the practice in Vitruvian's De Architecture. Vitruvian as in Vitruvian Man. You know, Leonardo da Vinci ended up copying Vitruvian Man. It's a profession, however, that's traditionally been passed down from generation to generation through practice and demonstration. Which means by right, every carpenter must be both a good student and capable teacher. If you look back through our human history and some of the people that we have looked up to, you'll find that quite a few of those were carpenters at one point. It's a word-of-mouth profession. It's been around for so long that we even forgot to write it down. We're so used to it that now it's kind of hard to find a book on what to do. Everyone's scrambling around. Well, this is how I do it, this is how I do it, this is how I do it, this is how I do it. There's all these different versions. When I went through school in England, they don't promise us they don't make our dreams are not as big as they are here in the American world. So they make it very clear that you probably need to have a trade. They put us through tests very, very early, very young, at 11, to decide whether you're going to be in the civil world or in the trades world. And then you're put into schools accordingly. And then from there, so if you're the overwhelming majority of the country and you're put in a school that's designed to send you to kind of the trades, everything is then pushing you in that direction. You don't really, even though university is free for you, you're not necessarily encouraged to go there because that's not what you do. You're a tradesman. So then we have trade schools and we have curriculums on this is how this should be done. That doesn't really exist here in America. You have to consciously make the decision to want to be a carpenter, or you kind of fell into it because nothing else worked. But that doesn't mean that it's not a noble profession. Doesn't mean that, like I said, in my opinion, it's the noblest profession. I am a carpenter through choice. I sleep really heavy and sweetly and wonderfully every single night because I made something that day. And I've lived parts of my life where I didn't do that, and it was missing for me. So often we think that people are in this position because they had no other choice, and that is a mistake on our behalf. A lot of my colleagues that I work with in the field are just like me. Even if they had an opportunity to do something else, they would still be doing what I'm doing, what we are doing, because the satisfaction they get out of putting their hands on something and making something, that's what they live for. And it's been around. It's part of the human DNA to be a carpenter. These guys, teachers, they get it. I'm pretty sure that might be Johnny B there on the bottom of the ladder. All right. Carpenters are quick to learn the art of being both humble and patient. If they completed their job correctly, it should either be completely unnoticeable or so fantastic that to the untrained eye it seems impossible. Think about that, right? Molding, crown molding, trim, scribing something in. It either should be so good that you don't notice it, or if it's a centerpiece, it should be so fantastic that there's no way that solid thing could be made into that. It's a real skill. Skills of extreme. Skill with strength. Forceful hands with a soft touch. First group of people in, last group of people out. This is more like us. All right, so according to the United Brotherhood of Carpenters, I hate to bring any kind of union thing anywhere. I didn't mean to do that, but I had to get a definition from somewhere. The profession includes skills required for the installation of flooring, windows, doors, interior trim, cabinetry, solid surface, roofing, framing, siding, insulation, acoustical ceilings, computer access flooring, metal framing, wall partitions, office furniture systems, both custom and factory-produced materials, trim and moulding, ceiling treatments, exposed columns and beams, displays, mantles, staircases, metal studs, metal lathe and drywall, siding, exterior trim, decking. All right, so that's a lot of stuff. That is a huge net of a whole bunch of stuff that's just in one trade, one skill. Anybody that's been around that can have a grasp of any of that, that's a valuable person. That's a valuable set of skills. Carpenters are asked to do an awful lot, and they're not given a whole lot of credit for what they actually do, the burdens that they do shoulder. I'm not saying that to toot myself in any way, shape, or form. I'm saying that the backbone of JOMA are some of the noblest, hardest working guys that humanity produces. We should be very, very proud of it.